Whether we discuss Melee, Brawl, Smash 4, or any competitive game, they will all create tier lists. And players will love them, but casuals and onlookers generally hate them. So, why do we use them?
Super Smash September!
Hello there, fellow gaming enthusiasts. Let's go beyond polygons and talk about broader, often overlooked or simply misunderstood topics in gaming. No matter what competitive game you play, a tier list will probably exist for it. Whether it's a fighting game, a MOBA, or even a card game, tier lists exist to explain which characters or archetypes are currently dominating the meta. Now, in relation to Super Smash September, tier lists are a bit notorious. In Melee and Brawl, Fox and Meta Knight are the most played characters by a significant margin. So much so that both games like to use the argument against the other one.
Everyone plays Meta Knight in Brawl. He's just way overpowered.
Like Melee is any better, everyone plays Fox!
And yes, it's true, these characters dominate the top 8 of many tournaments. And that leads into today's question. Are tier lists important?
If everyone is going to play the top character, does the tier list just define who the top characters are for their game? Simply put, yes, but it's the stats that go into these numbers that explain it a bit more. Tier lists aren't made from arbitrary opinions on matchup knowledge. Many of the reasons places change and characters move is because of the evolving metagame and tournament standings. Take Brawl for example. Ever since Brawl's first tier list, Snake held the number 2 spot for his punishing attacks and his dominating stage control. But in 2011, Diddy Kong was decided to be a better character overall and took the penultimate spot, faring the best against Meta Knight, in theory. But Diddy didn't stay there for long. In 2012, Diddy got passed by Olimar, and in 2013, Ice Climbers claimed the number 2 spot. Olimar and Ice Climbers, who have arguably easy recoveries to Gimp, somehow are considered in the top 3 characters. In retrospect, on the first tier list, they ranked 13th for Ice Climbers and 18th for Olimar. Because fans took the time to learn matchups, grind out a character's unique skill sets, and make the most of them, these characters went from average to top tier. And Melee is the same. Yoshi and Pikachu have been considered low to bottom tier in Melee's history, and thanks to players like Amsa and Axe, Yoshi and Pikachu have been considered more respectable mid-tiers. Not to mention, Melee started with Sheik as the top character until Fox took the top spot, and even other high characters like Falco have shuffled around a lot over the years. Many will still say that the discussions are mindless though. Whether Falco is 2nd or 4th, what difference does it make? In terms of the game, absolutely nothing. Players can play whoever they want and hone their mastery however they like. The important thing to note is, all characters have their strengths and weaknesses, and although some of the tier list planning comes down to specific matchups, like Sheik and Captain Falcon in Melee and DK and DDD in Brawl, all characters, even the top ones, come with downsides. Fox is still easily chain grabbed and juggled, Meta Knight is still the 3rd lightest character in the game. When players sit down, practice matchups, and study their characters' unique offerings and find weaknesses to exploit in other characters, they can find their way to take Pikachu, Olimar, Yoshi, or whoever to higher places in tournament. And the world will turn their heads as this low tier somehow was seen in top 8. Tier lists merely exist to rank the entire cast, and if anything, the most important section is the mid-tiers. They're very strong and have a lot of powerful skills. They just haven't been mastered yet, and many players who pick the top tiers don't know these matchups.
So what do you all think? I find that casual fans feel that tier lists are a bunch of bogus made up by the competitive scene, but to those people, you should take whichever character you feel is top tier, Pit or whoever, and see how well you do in tournament. You'd be surprised to learn where your character's kind of weaknesses are, or if you are really good with that character, you might be able to surprise people with this weird off-meta pick. If you want to weigh in on the conversation, leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out. And if you want to see more videos that discuss video games and all of that, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.